Boom, and we're live. Okay, so I've been thinking a lot about whether college is worth the time and investment or not recently. Not for myself personally. I've already been there, done that. I've gotten my 4-year bachelor degree from Indiana University. Amazing, amazing time in my life. It was a lot of fun, but there was a lot of things that I would do differently had I known what I know now back then. And also, it depends on what your goals, if you're thinking about college or you're not sure whether you want to do it or not. It really depends on what you want to be, right? When you grow up. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the pros and cons to college and what it's good for and what it's not so good for. So I think I can start by saying if you're watching this video, you're probably already suspecting that college, especially American universities, or let's say like North American, Canada, US, are a little overrated. You know, more and more just the costs are going up and the amount of jobs are going down. Obviously the competition for those, the attendance is going up, and it's just like, you know what, you're spending thousands of dollars, especially if you have to get into student debt. That's a whole nother thing. I was so lucky that my parents were able to help with a good portion of college, so I have zero student debt, and that makes life a lot easier. So yeah, you got to take a bunch of things into consideration. So here we go. First, let's start with the pros. Why college can be a good thing, or it could be the right choice for you, right? So if you want to be now, you probably aren't watching this video if you already know you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, dentist, or some business professional. Like let's say you want to work for Ernst and Young, which is a major accounting firm, or some multinational corporation that they're going to require a degree, at least a bachelor's degree right off the bat. Then you definitely need to have college, and especially if you need your master's or whatever for whatever career you want to do. Let's say you want to be a researcher and they want a PhD. Of course, college is a no brainer. Okay, but again, now you probably aren't even watching this video if you want to be you want to be a doctor, so why even watch this? Okay, so for those of you who don't yet know what you want to be, or you're pretty sure you don't want to be these kind of um, these go into these kind of professional type careers, then keep watching. All right, so let's move on also into a couple other pros besides, like, those are the obvious ones, right? But let's move into a couple other things that people don't always immediately think about when they think about the good things of college, and that's the side benefits being networking, just having an amazing, crazy, amazing social life, having just a lot of fun, right? Okay, you have to say, all right, is the fun worth this, thousands of dollars, and are there other ways I can do that? That's a whole nother discussion. But let's be honest, college is a crazy amount of fun. I mean, if you've seen any movie with Seth Rogen or Jonas Hill, you probably that's his name. Judah Hill. Judah Hill? Is that Jonas? What is his name? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about, like super bad. You know how much fun college can be. So I don't need to get into that. But yeah, I definitely had a great time. I could tell you all the crazy college party stories and just funny adventures I had. And I look back at that time in my life and definitely, you know, remember. You could just see in my face. I remember that with something good. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Let's just put it that way. Um, so that's one thing, and of course, there's networking, which is another side benefit. There's a good chance you might meet someone who later on, you will connect with them on LinkedIn. Maybe your old college buddy is at this company, and he could get you in, and he gives you kind of like a connection to that job, and you get like your foot in the door that way. Plus, major universities, almost all major universities, and probably even a lot of what are they called? Like technical universities and like 2 year, like any university is going to have a career type program, so they can or a program or service that you go in and they tell you, okay, what do you want to do, what are your skills, this is what you're looking for, and they have even a list of alumni, and you can get started by contacting these alumni. And when I was at Indiana University, I think I started looking for internships that way. I don't remember if I actually found it through a connection through IU, but I know there's a whole bunch in the alumni directory, people that offered to be contacted for people just like me that were still students or graduating soon and looking for that like kind of foot in the door opportunity. So that's also another really good thing about college. Okay, so that's the pro. Then before we go into the cons, that's the fun stuff to talk about, like, oh, why didn't they tell me this before stuff, right? Before we go into the downsides or why it may not be necessary or just overrated, may not be right for you. Let's talk about a couple other things that college. Um, there's a couple other ways to do college than what we think of in the U.S. Or what our parents or what our school teachers tell us or friends and family tell us is kind of the generally expected method. Like, yeah, you go through high school, and then you go to apply to a big university in the U.S. Again, this is from my perspective, being in the U.S., North America, let's say, and you just do your typical thing. Maybe you study abroad if you want some international experience your junior year, and that's it. Take on a bunch of student debt, or again, if you're very lucky, have your parents pay tens and thousands and bazillions of dollars for you to go to college, and that's it. You don't think twice about it. But there's a couple other ways to do it. Kind of this is kind of like a middle road. If you still want to go to college, but you want to save money, number one, as I will just say, look into, well, two things. One, you can look into already when you're in high school, junior, senior year, taking as many AP courses as you can to get college credit. And I did one course just kind of more for fun. I don't even think I got credit for it because like the credits didn't transfer. I was like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll take courses in college. But I've actually talked to people that have got like, just about 2 full years of college completely finished from AP credit because they did summer school, they got college credit from a couple courses they did then. And just think about the not only the time, but more important, just as important, let's say, is the money that they've saved by going to a 2 year school for 2 years instead of the 4 year thing that most people traditionally do, is what I did. So that's one really big another way to do it where you're saving time and money. And the second thing that a lot of people don't realize or even think about, uh, and I could say I could attest the same for myself, is that if you go to a university that's outside the U.S., especially I've had a lot of traveling experience and lived in Europe for a while, especially in Germany. I know there's tons of state schools there that are like dirt cheap, and the education level isn't any worse. I mean, sure, it's different. There's different kinds of courses depending on the university you go to, but tons of schools in Europe. Excuse me, I had a burp. But tons of schools in Europe, like I'm talking like less than $1,000 or less than maybe 500 euro for a semester, right? That's like, what? That's nothing. I mean, sure, you got to pay for your living expenses and your food. So it's not like it's like totally free, but I mean, come on, compared to like, I don't even know the last time I checked what Indiana University costs nowadays. Like, or any big university, major or private or public school, either one in the US that could cost like, wait, what, 40 grand a semester? I don't even know, 30 grand a semester, maybe? Like, it's crazy how much you can save by looking into studying abroad, not just for, oh, one semester. Oh, and it's the other thing about studying abroad is if you do it through a program in the US, through your university, they're going to charge you a whole lot more. So you're not even going to realize that it's cheaper. Might even be more expensive because you're going to pay your university for all these fees that you don't need to pay at all if you just go directly. You just apply directly to that university. Let's say you're interested in one in Hamburg in Germany, and you find one that's really cheap. You can just apply directly, and hey, save yourself tons and tons of fees that your American university would have taken for themselves. So those are a couple things to consider as like, you know, ways to make it cheaper and save time if you get some college credit. Also, oh, one other thing to save money definitely is to look into getting some credit first at a local like a local, oh god, blanking out on the word, um, community college. That's it. Right, on a community college You take again, for example, 2 years of credit you get at community college. That saves you so much money because community colleges are way more affordable, especially if you're commuting from home, right? A lot of people who go to community college will be still like living with their parents and commuting and getting their coursework done at that local community college, and then maybe after 2 years of that you get good grades, then transferring into the university of your choice if you even want to or need to go to like a major, big university at that point. Now, I know some people are kind of like feel like they're forced into that position. If you don't have good grades in high school, you feel like, okay, maybe you can't get into the bigger university, so you go to community college. But it doesn't necessarily have to be just for that. I mean, like it's actually a lot better. For I've realized again for saving money, save way more money that way. And you still, again, if it's important that you get your degree from whatever Boston College or Duke or University of Michigan, Indiana, whatever, then you can go there for the last 2 years and get your degree there, and it'll look this exact same on paper, literally no difference. So why not consider that? All right. Oh, all right. Deep breath. So this last part of the video, now we've hit on why college is good, and the middle road being, okay, you do want to go to college, but here are some ways to save time and money while doing so. So now let's talk about why you might not even need college at all, which is becoming more and more viable as time goes on. Again, especially as costs are rising, it's like, why is this even right? I, like so if you don't want to go, if you know already, even if you don't know for sure what you want to do, if you already know, okay, I'm not going to be a doctor, I'm not going to be a lawyer, not going to be in some giant mega firm like Google that definitely will require some kind of college degree. You know, college really might not be the answer for you. And what I would have wish I would have done, because I'm still glad I went to college, because, like I said, it was a lot of fun, and it did it did help me, but it helped me with like the soft skills also, like writing, critical thinking, critical reading, being able to express myself, do like presentations. Not that I'm perfect, but I definitely got a lot of good experience doing that in university. Um, but yeah, but again, there's other ways to get all these things, these soft skills that you don't need to go to college for. Um, so what I wish I would have done was to take 1 year off, and this is what I would recommend to you if you're not totally sure yet. It was just to take 1 year, kind of like a gap year, which a lot of people do. I met during my travels, especially Australia. That's kind of like the big number one country that everyone does gap years when they're Australian for some reason. I don't know if it's like a requirement there, but it seems like more people than not when they finish high school, they're like, okay, I'm going to take 1 year. I'm just going to travel. I'm going to enjoy life. Maybe they're lucky enough that their parents are able to help them out with the travel expenses. But they've also maybe been working in high school, doing like some kind of part time job and saving up money for this. And they just like kind of take a break from like business and life and school and just like, hey, I'm just gonna enjoy being me and figure things out and take that time to reflect, meet people, have new experiences, visit new cities and countries. And they almost everyone I know, no, literally everyone I know who has done a gap year has not regretted it. So that should tell you something right there. That's a nice option to do before you jump into college or before you into a career. Either one. It's great to have a gap year. And let's go now back into why college might not be so necessary. If you want to do anything like what I do, which is kind of like online, especially if you want to start something that you can start doing freelance. So any kind of job that you can do remotely, do freelance, have any kind of your own business. Ooh, had too much soda. So um, if you're thinking about that, really college, yeah, like you can take like entrepreneurship business classes. I'm not saying none of them won't help, and I'm sure there are helpful things you would learn, but is it really worth the tens of thousands of dollars and 4 years of time and money to do that, you got to weigh your options. I think if I was a potential employer, and two equal candidates came to me, and like said from personality wise, but one of them went to college, just let's say just graduated, maybe did like one internship or something in the summer, but that's it, didn't have any work experience. And then I have another kid who could even be younger, a couple years younger than this person, so maybe the 21-year-old or 22-year-old just finished college. And then I have a 19-year-old come to me who didn't go to college but spent the last 2 years, like maybe started his business on Instagram, had his own like design company, and he sold X amount and he grew it like this. And he actually ended up hiring someone or at least outsourced part of the work. And he had it all documented. He showed how he grew his profits and grew his customer base and everything, like, and used different like do SEO, and he has a website and social media. And he showed me all of that to like the kid who was like, oh yeah, I just got a bachelor's and I learned in my internship how to file papers or whatever they do in internships. I don't even know. Um, guess who I would hire, right? So think of it that way too, like as the potential employer. What would look better to them? I mean, what looks more original, uh, more shows more dedication, uh, creativity, what shows more determination, willingness to think outside the box, more able to take chances, taking a risk, like being independent. All these qualities like are demonstrated a lot more when you're doing your own thing that doesn't necessarily involve college versus doing the typical 4-year bachelor. And okay, you get good grades. That's always nice, but you know. So this is a real personal decision, and you can't trust me or anyone else on YouTube. Like actually, I'm making this video because I just watched what's this guy's name? I'll link to this video. Living that life. He made a video on is college worth it, and they got me thinking like I should do a video on this too because it's a really interesting topic. So that's about it. I'm going to end it here. It's already been 17 minutes, and so me or living that life or anyone else online can't give you the right or wrong answer, but it's just something that the whole point of this video, if it accomplished one thing, it's just to get you to at least just to get you start thinking like, okay, you know, think about weighing the pros and cons and is this right for me? Only you can answer that, right? So if you have any questions about this or anything else, just put it in the comment and I'm happy to give my opinion and feedback to it. And I'm definitely one thing I'm really good at is if I don't know the answer right away, I'm really good at finding it out. I do online customer support as a digital nomad. I can do that anywhere. But I've been doing that for years. So I'm really good. When I don't know the answer, I will like find it out for you. So let me know. I'm like if you want like resources for finding certain kinds of like someone just asked me the other day about finding remote journalism type jobs, and I've never done like writing jobs, right? I've never done that professionally, but I was like, you know what? I don't know. Let me find out for you. And I just did a quick search and I found some really good websites that looked like really good places to start. And I gave that to him. So yeah, if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. Happy to help. And if you want a free start. If you want to get a kickstart, you can download my free cheat sheet, which I already put some resources there about finding jobs and freelance work online. And if you like this, please like and subscribe because this is a brand new channel. You could probably see I don't have that many subscribers because I've just been doing this less than a week. Um, so yeah, that's it. And I will see you in the next video.